Good evening, I'm Tim McGonigal. First at 5:30, fun turns to tragedy at the Sluice Boxes State Park. Tonight, we're learning that 20-year-old Dustin Quintanilla of Great Falls drowned in Belt Creek. Here's a look at Belt Creek. This accident happened yesterday. He and some friends decided to swim across the creek to jump from a cliff. Quintanilla was swept away from the group in the current and went underwater. He was found roughly 250 yards downstream on the shoreline. His friends immediately began CPR until deputies, FWP, and Belt EMS arrived. By the time they arrived, it was too late. And officials want to remind everyone, while the temperatures may be warm, the water is still very cold and moving fast. Use extreme caution when going near or in the water. Well, a man involved in a crash between Great Falls and Helena on Saturday has died from his injuries. Malmstrom Air Force Base said Wednesday evening that Airman First Class Stephen R. Gordon, a defender with the 341st Security Forces Squadron, died Tuesday night. The crash happened on I-15 between Cascade and Craig. According to the Montana Highway Patrol, Gordon crashed into the Jersey barrier that separates the northbound and southbound lanes and spun out of control, and he was then hit by a car. He was taken to Benefis Health System in Great Falls, where he passed away Tuesday night. There's no indication at this point that alcohol or speed were factors in the crash, nor whether any citations or charges will be issued. The investigation is continuing. Well, the number of confirmed coronavirus cases in Montana continues to climb tonight. Lewis and Clark Public Health says there are 2 new cases in Lewis and Clark County, the county's first new cases in 8 weeks, and that pushes the county total to 18. These new cases are a 50-year-old man and a 54-year-old man who is a contact to a known case from Idaho. The Lewis and Clark cases are in addition to 14 new cases added in the state today, and the state total now stands at 540. Montana will be expanding COVID-19 grant opportunities to help small businesses, local governments, and help get more Montana meat to people's tables. Governor Bullock announced today an additional $25 million to the Small Business Stabilization Program. The program had already sent out more than $10 million to Montana businesses. Additional funding will go to local governments to cover COVID-related expenses, and the governor introduced the Montana Meat Processing Infrastructure Grant, which is aimed at helping small and medium-sized meat processors adapt to meet the supply and demands of their community. The governor also announced increased testing across the state, including asymptomatic testing and more testing in tourism communities.
Until recently, when we were doing that contact tracing, only symptomatic contacts were tested. But as we recognize the role of asymptomatic and pre-symptomatic infections in transmission, and with broader testing availability, we'll continue to test more.
Last week, we told you about free produce boxes available to the public. The Salvation Army of Great Falls was selected to distribute the produce as part of Congress's recently passed Coronavirus Farm Assistance Program. MTN's Keely Van Middendorp caught up with organizers as they gave out more boxes today.
Salvation Army of Great Falls leaders and volunteers gathered to pass out the second round of USDA food boxes Thursday.
Thank you for coming out. Thank you for being patient.
After driver lines led to traffic jams last week, leaders changed up the location and decreased the number of boxes given away from 1,500 to roughly 100.
And I know that folks are going to be disappointed. We can't help everybody as much as we wish we could.
Cars lined up for blocks Thursday to get 2 free boxes of produce, meat, and cheeses.
We're all done. They're gone. Thank you very much. We're sorry.
While there was no guarantee everyone would drive away with fresh produce, many were just thankful for the opportunity.
Are you worried about getting a box this week?
I'd like to have one, but it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world.
We just ran out of boxes. Yeah, sorry about that.
Leaders say they're looking at other venues for another mass distribution like Montana Expo Park, but this week's giveaway came too quickly to get plans solidified with county officials.
It's easy to say we should be here, we should be there, but unless those properties are made available to us and can handle the traffic flow, this is the best alternative.
What it basically has to do with is deferred maintenance at the park and prior commitments for the park's use.
City officials are also stepping in to help. Mayor Bob Kelly says he's helping the Salvation Army facilitate a plan for the weekly distribution so the Salvation Army can continue their mission of doing the most good.
Visit both county facilities to make sure that we could do it right if we can do it there, and also private and public facilities to see if they'd be willing to give us the space to get these food boxes out to the folks who need them.
Salvation Army ran out of boxes roughly an hour after starting the distribution. Now, for those of you that missed out on Thursday's distribution, there are other ways to still get your free box.
We really are just doing the best we can.
The Salvation Army has partnered with a number of agencies to distribute the remaining boxes. We have all that information on our websites. Reporting in Great Falls, Keely Van Middendorp, MTN News.
Major King says they were able to provide enough food for over 178 households and 588 people today. And we have a list of organizations who received boxes from Salvation Army on our website. Well, Montana will begin statewide testing this weekend of individuals who are asymptomatic to COVID-19. That testing is through an initiative by Governor Steve Bullock, completely free to the individual and paid for by the state. In Helena, drive-through testing will be conducted at Pureview Health Center on the next 2 Saturdays from 8 a.m. until noon. The hope is that this screening will give public health a better idea of the prevalence of COVID-19 in local communities and the state.
The point is to really see if there is a lot of COVID in the community among asymptomatic people. So this kind of screening test is for people who do not have symptoms and do not have any known exposure to COVID.
Seeley says it will probably be around a 5-day turnaround for results, and everyone tested will be informed about what those results are. Health experts are also reminding people to continue good hygiene, stay home when sick, and wear a mask when distancing isn't possible. Well, while restaurants and bars reopened weeks ago due to adequate space for social distancing, many houses of worship chose to keep their doors closed. Now that phase 2 has started, so have some services. MTN's Lindsay Hyatt takes us to church for what a look at sanitary changes you can expect to see come Sunday.
You've waited over a month to put on your Sunday best, but the Sundays of the future might not look like the rest.
There are really 5 key areas that we're focusing on.
Separating healthy churchgoers from those of poor health.
We are encouraging people who are compromised, who may have immune issues, to go ahead and stay at home and watch on the online platform.
Foregoing children's ministry.
We're not doing children's ministry at this time. Simply because it's almost impossible to social distance children. They are welcome to come and be a part of the service with their families.
Improving sanitation efforts.
We are doing a higher level of disinfecting in the building, cleaning before, between services, and after each service.
Social distancing.
We've got our chairs set up in 6-foot increments according to the number in people's party or family.
And taking extra precautions during traditional church activities, like communion.
We've ordered individualized communion cups and bread. Our ushers will hand them out to the people as they come in to the service. They'll be masked and have on plastic gloves.
And tithing.
We have offering envelopes that are available. They can use those. And then we have ushers at the doors as they're leaving, and they can just deposit them in the bucket as they're heading out the door.
The leadership team even sought guidance from a disinfectant expert who helps sanitize various facilities.
Every business is different. Going to a restaurant and a church and a school and a grocery store, they're all different, and you have to treat them differently.
Fowler said churchgoers can help by being cognizant of sanitation products around them.
Just have a little common sense and look around. So when you come in there, find out where their sanitized stations are at.
Grab your sanitizer, take a socially distanced seat, and enjoy your service.
And Lindsay tells us Victory Church will hold their second week of in-person services this Sunday at 9 and 11 a.m. Well, some of us have seen some showers today. Our Storm Tracker weather team is here to tell us more. Grant Garland joins us to tell us who got rained on. Grant?
All right, well, right now we are looking at a few showers making their way towards Fort Belknap. And zooming on in here, we're seeing south of Havre, Fort Belknap, Hayes, and Malta are all getting in on some action of some light to a little bit more than light, moderate rain. I don't want to say moderate because we haven't seen any actually recorded precipitation today. Now it has been a windy past 24 hours. We've seen 31-mile-per-hour winds in Cut Bank, 30 down in Helena, and 21 here in Great Falls, and 24 miles an hour out in Jordan. Winds right now, though, currently northwest winds at 5 miles an hour here in the Electric City. Head on up to Cut Bank, though. northwest wind at 14 miles an hour. Down towards Helena, a little bit breezier at 20 miles an hour. Temperatures right now too comfortable, if I should say so. 70 in the Great Falls area, 75 in Helena, 68 in Lewistown, and 67 in Havre. Now today's high did get up to around 71 degrees with the average at 70. The record set back in 1988 when it was 95 degrees. Also when the Winter Olympics was held just up the road out in Calgary. But we are going to be talking about the potential for some severe weather over the next couple of days in a little bit. But for now, Tim, back to you, sir.
Thanks, Grant. The need for food banks has been steadily rising, and community members are answering the call. Next, we're on hand as one school community receives a much-needed donation.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 5:30 news continues on Montana's News Leader.
Welcome back. In the last 2 months, the Great Falls Community Food Bank has nearly doubled the amount of food they've given out to the roughly 70 agencies they serve. The food pantry at Whittier Elementary is mostly filled with donations from the food bank, along with contributions from the community and school staff. And this is where Whittier usually keeps its food pantry, but since school has closed due to coronavirus, need has increased. They've moved their food bank to the gym. Before schools were closed due to coronavirus, Whittier gave out around 1,000 pounds of food per month. Now they're giving out around 1,800 pounds per week.
We have parents that have woken up and they're out of a job, and all of a sudden. And so the need is greater.
And here at MTN, we want to make sure the community is fed in the wake of coronavirus and support the efforts of those working to do that. That's why our parent company, Scripps, is donating $12,000 to the food bank, and we're challenging you, the community, to match that donation. So far, $3,300 has been donated. If you'd like to help, you can give the food bank a call. Well, we know that COVID-19 can be transmitted from person to person, usually after close contact with an infected individual. According to the CDC, it's unknown if mothers with COVID-19 can transmit the virus via breast milk. However, they do say continued breastfeeding should be determined by the mother in coordination with her healthcare provider. We asked one county health officer what options there are for moms who may be uncomfortable with breastfeeding due to COVID-19 fears.
If she really doesn't feel comfortable breastfeeding her baby during that time, an option would be to have her express that or pump her milk and have somebody that's healthy feed that baby that breast milk.
Cascade County also has lactation consultants who can help.
Well, showers and thunderstorms are going to fire up along a warm front tomorrow afternoon into the night. We're going to talk about all that and more coming up after this break. Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you have had a fantastic Thursday. We are one day closer to Friday. I'm excited. Some of us have been looking at a few sprinkles today. No downpours, really. We haven't even been able to pick up any water, any accumulation, that is, in any of our sites because of the light rain showers. Right now, though, we are seeing a few rain showers south of Fort Belknap, also around Hayes, and they are making their way closer to Glasgow, but will they make it? Well, time will only tell. Outside, we're seeing temperatures around 70 degrees here in Great Falls. Out in Helena, 75, down towards Fort Benton, 70, and out towards Lewistown, 68 degrees. Elsewhere, we are looking at Well, a kind of mixture of temperatures. The warmest on the board is going to be out towards Wolf Point at 76 degrees, and the coolest it is going to be out towards Cut Bank at 65 degrees. It has been a very comfortable day, if you ask me. Today's high in Helena was 76. The record back is set at 72. The record, the average rather. The record was set back in 1988 when it was 97 degrees that year. Very, very warm, almost 100 degrees. Now we have a setup situation that's going to allow for us to have that severe weather. Low pressure is now down towards Wyoming, trailed with that with the stationary front, which is why we're seeing also a few showers staying right around the Butte and the Billings area. Also, we have a high pressure out towards Washington, but that's going to all change. And I want to go ahead and say we do have a chance for severe weather tomorrow as well as on Saturday. With any thunderstorms that do develop into severe status tomorrow, it's going to be mainly between Friday afternoon into the nighttime hours. Really encompasses now Great Falls down towards Helena, out towards Lewistown. Damaging wind gusts as well as lightning and quarter-sized hail is possible. And then we have an even better chance, a medium chance for some severe weather out towards Havre, Hayes, and Glasgow on Saturday. This is going to be Saturday afternoon through the nighttime hours, and you guys have a better chance of seeing damaging wind gusts as well as lightning and quarter-sized hail. But why is this? Well, as we go throughout the night tonight, we will see partly cloudy skies. We're going to go ahead and widen this out. By tomorrow morning, low pressure in Oregon with this warm front and a trailing cold front is going to start making its way closer towards us. Now, I went ahead and overlaid some of the features that we're seeing. As this low pressure moves into the area on Saturday, this is when we're really going to get that good chance for some severe weather possible for Glasgow as well as Miles City and Havre. All thanks to that low pressure moving in, it's going to be able to really kick up those thunderstorms, and we're going to have just enough instability for it to tap into the moisture and all that to be able to fire up these showers and thunderstorms. How much rain are we expecting? Well, from now through Sunday, we could be looking at getting close to half an inch of rain in Great Falls, over half an inch possible in Missoula, down towards Helena, right around 4/10 of an inch of rain, and out towards Glasgow, almost half an inch of rain too. And Lewistown seeing possibly close to that 4/10 mark. With our winds, we have seen a windy day, but they should be dying down as we head throughout the night, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Going into today tomorrow, notice how when that low pressure starts moving in, we're going to see our winds really kind of peak, especially tomorrow night, 30 to 40 in Havre, 10 to 20 in Lewistown, possibly 40 to 50 miles an hour as we head into Saturday morning around 12:30. So we've got a busy couple of days, but don't worry, we'll take care of you. Showers and thunderstorms Saturday as well as on Sunday. Monday, we're going to have showers and thunderstorms likely too. Temperatures falling down to around 57 degrees on Monday. For our friends in Helena, a better chance for strong thunderstorms possible tomorrow night, with a chance of showers and thunderstorms Saturday. Just really all in all, we're going to need to have that umbrella. But now we're going to send it to Tom.
Well, thank you, Grant. Wrist pads, knee pads, elbow pads. We're going to lace up the skates because it's a grand reopening day at Wheels of Thunder. We'll be right back.
By the Montana Television Network. The 5:30 news continues on Montana's news leader.
As more businesses reopen in Phase 2, it opens up more options for recreation. Right now, we're going to go live to Tom Wiley as he tries to pick up a new skill.
Well, hey, thanks, Tim. Tom Wiley here. I got my elbow pads, my wrist guards, my roller rink approved microphone here, and I am joined by Janine Heeb, the owner and proprietor of this fine establishment. You've been closed since March 15th. Getting to reopen here, and having this big of a turnout. How nice is this for you guys?
Oh, it's amazing. We love the laughter and the fun, and everybody came in all excited tonight, and we're having a great time. Yeah.
Janine, it's not business quite as usual, though. There's some changes to compensate for the COVID-19 related things. Talk about some of those changes. What can people expect when they come to the roller rink?
Absolutely. We have a sanitizing station in and out. We also have a table where you can sanitize your personal items. We have masks available for you at no cost. We have sanitizer at every counter that's here. We wipe the skates down. We are trying to make sure everybody stays 6 feet apart. Unless you came in with a group, you get to stay with them. But other than that, we've spaced our tables out. We got our little plexiglass, everything.
But at the end of the day, yeah, it is all about fun. People can get back here and enjoy it again.
Yes, we're playing games, we're having fun, yeah.
All right. Lastly, Janine, what is a pointer you can give to someone like me who's not too good on the skates?
Okay, a pointer to give to you is we don't walk straight. We walk with our knees bent and we suck our belly in. So this is great for the core.
Check this out.
There he goes. Yeah, buddy.
Okay. All right, sorry guys. We tried it. I'm a pro. Okay, that'll do it for us here at Wheels of Thunder. Check it out. It's open how many days a week?
We're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
All right.
Yeah.
Reporting from Wheels of Thunder. Thank you, Janine. Tom Wiley, MTN News. We'll be right back.
Walking you through one last time, we do have some severe weather possible tomorrow and an even better chance possible on Saturday as a low pressure does move through our area. Temperatures are going to warm up to 80 degrees tomorrow, really helping fire off these storms. So definitely have that umbrella with you wherever you go, whether you're in the Electric City or down towards the capital. You need to have them all this weekend.
Well, finally, the threat of severe weather has prompted changes to this weekend's high school graduation ceremonies in Helena. Graduation ceremonies for Helena High School and Capitol High School have been moved up to earlier in the day at Nelson Stadium at Carroll College. For Helena High, it starts at 8 a.m. The guests can arrive at 7 a.m. for seating. And for the Bruins, the graduation begins at 11 a.m. Guests may begin arriving at 10 a.m. for seating. An alternate indoor option is not available this year due to precautionary health protocols. Last week it was Great Falls' turn to graduate. This week it's Helena. So congratulations, graduates. We'll see you back here at 10.